The friend who I'm here in Poland with just got invited to be a guest on one of the biggest podcasts in Israel. My friend started a podcast of his own not too long ago, but he has been building a brand in the dating space for years. So he just got invited onto this big podcast. My newsletter just started ranking on page one of Google for growth hacking newsletter. A bunch of other pages are ranking more. My brand is growing. I got 4.5 million views on videos last week. And the reason I'm even sharing this is because this is a prediction that I want to make about 2024, not just for myself, not just for my friend. I want to make a prediction about who the winners and who the losers of 2024 are going to be. And the loser one might seem kind of harsh, but bear with me. I think if you have been building a brand for several months, or if you want to start building a brand, 2024 is going to be a great year. It's going to be a great year. And not just building a brand, but also building a funnel. Building a funnel that you can sharpen. Essentially, what I have been doing for the last year plus now is building a funnel and sharpening a funnel. I'm only really turning this audience to my newsletter right now. I haven't decided what I want to use it for. I have fun making my daily videos. I have fun doing this podcast. I have fun sharing my opinion, having people reach out to me. Eventually, there will be something at the end of the funnel. I don't know what it is. I have my own companies. In fact, I started the TikTok as a way to promote one of our companies, Commit Club. And then I just started making videos about everything, and the brand turned into this. My friend, he has been having the same thing. His funnel is growing. He's thinking about making a, a dating bot and getting MRR with that dating bot. But the point is, we've been making our funnels for a while and sharpening these funnels. And I think 2024 is going to be such a great year for people who create funnels for themselves and their businesses. But I think 2024 is going to be a hard year if you are not making low cost inbound funnels for your business. I think if you are making these low cost inbound funnels for your brand, it's going to be great. If you're not, or if you don't have positive unit economics, it's going to be tough. I had the idea for even recording this because I was on the phone with a friend of mine. He's deep into the startup game, deep into the VC space. And he's telling me a lot of VCs are closing shop. A lot of venture capital firms going out of business. Him, his friends, they're having harder times raising whatever round they're trying to raise. Seed, A, B, it's hard. And they haven't figured out positive unit economics. Ones who have raised have spent a lot of money on paid media without positive unit economics. They haven't invested into a low-cost inbound funnel. So this is, what do I mean by a low-cost inbound funnel? These are channels like TikTok or mobile video, search engine optimization, automations. These are all very low cost, and you can create a crazy funnel doing all of this. Now, if you have positive unit economics and you just need money to dump into paid media, that's different. That's like cool. You figured it out, great. But a lot of them don't. They don't know what they're going to do for marketing. Their solution is, yeah, buy ads. And they're starting with the fundraising in mind. I actually think this thinking is very 10 years ago. This is the type of thinking that people had 10 years ago. Before people were enlightened that you could build marketing funnels for yourself. You could create a brand for yourself. You could pick a business, build that brand, stick to it, and turn it into something tremendous. And I think people are waking up to that now, which is great for people. It's great for me because what I talk about, building these low-cost funnels, it's also great for people. It's so much better. Like I think I've made podcasts about this before. The idea, it could take 3 to 6 months to fundraise. That's pretty much the average. 3 to 6 months to fundraise. To me, the idea of spending 3 to 6 months going to events, meeting people, social climbing, getting on calls, getting on more calls and more calls, and sending emails and cold emails and all of this stuff for 3 to 6 months, and doing that instead of doing search engine optimization, instead of doing TikTok, instead of doing link building or Instagram or creating a brand, instead of doing that stuff, spending your time on fundraising 3 to 6 months instead of building the brand, to me, makes me sick. It really does, because you could spend those 3 to 6 months on doing marketing and then have the investors reach out to you because you've built the brand and you figured out the inbound, and you can raise at better terms because the investors are coming to you. And I think there's a lot of people out there now who have figured that out. And for them, 2024 is going to be a great year. And for the people who haven't, 2024 is going to be hard. I was on this rant yesterday. Now I'm feeling it. And so I hope I'm recording this in my echoey living room. I'm sorry. I'm working on getting this echo removed. I think Descript Studio Sound will probably remove a good amount of it, but I'm sure you'll be able to hear it. Doesn't change the message. Work on building a funnel. Stick to something for months or a year or more. It'll be incredible. And don't rely on fundraising. If you work on some amazing marketing, investors will get in touch with you. And even though the pond is going to be a bit dry in 2024 for the people who know this, it will not be. And so I think 2024 will be a good year for these people, a hard year for the people who haven't realized it or who are spending their time not on creating these funnels. Dumping your money into paid media where you do not have positive unit economics and just hoping that you'll be able to get enough users to raise with, to me, that does not make sense. Search engine optimization is cheap. It works really well, especially bottom of funnel search engine optimization. The same goes with especially TikTok, IG Reels as well, creating content automations and just building a funnel that gets more massive and stronger and higher converting over time. That is so. When I was a boy, I was thinking about this. When I was a boy, I loved playing with Legos because I would start with this empty set and I would build and I would build, I would place blocks on each other, and from the ground, nothing would turn into something. And it was so fun for me to watch something and then something tangible develop and to do that myself. And I became so focused. I had so much fun. And that is the same way that I feel when it comes to building a funnel. And that's why I love what I'm doing so much. And that's why I talk about this on every episode. That's why I'm so fascinated by it. For me, the fun that I have recording this podcast, making these TikToks, making the funnel, doing SEO is me as a little boy playing with Legos in the basement. That is what this is. So I just wanted to go on this rant. 2024 is probably going to be a great year for me and everybody who listens to this podcast. Because if you listen to this podcast, you hear me talk about these things every day. So you know what's up. And I think 2024 will be a great year for you guys. Even the paid media people out there. Because the paid media people who are listening to this are not doing bad marketing for themselves. Maybe their clients are paying them to spend and get users. Or these paid media people have positive unit economics. That's very different than just burning investor capital and not knowing what you're doing with marketing. So I think for listeners of this podcast, 2024 it's going to be a good year. It's going to be a good year. This is, it's December 29th, 2023. Something that I'm doing is I have a bunch of articles on my website that rank pretty well that all have in 2023 at the end of them. And so I'm just doing such quick refreshers on all of them so they'll still continue to rank through 2024. Adds to the funnel. I bring more people into the funnel. I figure out how to trigger these people who hit my inbound in the right ways that they will share my content with other people. It's so fun for me. It's building and building and building and building. My channel on TikTok it was just called Build in Public. That's still what I'm doing 1 year and 2 months later. This is episode 177 of The Edward Show. I thought this was going to be a 5-minute episode. Had fun with it. Thank you so much for listening. I will talk to you again tomorrow. Bye now.